So he's just driving her around, which is what I expected. And he's going to move her. And they both need the exercise, which is why I wanted to do it in here first, is they establish change of direction. Who's in charge? I'll pick the speed. By the way, you're not supposed to change direction there. So this is learning from the pros. So, change of direction. That's all this is. Hi, baby. I know. I know. You guys want to come be part of our herd as long as you come in left brain like that.
My leader.
What happened? Maybe I can look fancy for him. They may even just come and choose to be part of our herd, which once they settle down and get left brain, I don't have a problem. Hear that popcorn noise? Mm-hmm. That's what I was talking about. This is why we have to get her doing all the speeds, because a leader can't be established until change of direction and all speeds have been tested on the horse. And the horse that's being dominated, which in this case is her, okay. I didn't know I had that cutting horse there in him, okay.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is why when we were pushing her walk, trot, canter, this is why you have to push them, because that's what another horse that's trying to assert their dominance over a subordinate horse will do. All speeds, all directions. So he's just kind of assessing her attitude, and then he'll... That's what she needed. That's why I'm saying she needs to be in here and moving those feet. She really does. She just hasn't had... Her posture mate is a 30-year-old retired trail horse. So she's dominant. She's boss hog at her farm. So she's not used to taking instruction or alpha behavior from another horse, let alone a human. That's why I picked a very passive but alpha horse for her to get some, there we go, to get some understanding about what leadership looks like and feels like. That was part of my takeaway from the earlier session with her. This horse is she's been isolated in a surrounding where she's been bossed around a little bit by another horse that was healthier, but it hasn't been. So she really has been top hog for quite a while on her farm. So getting her used to taking instructions, yes ma'am, yes sir, from a horse will actually help our job. Because she's just going to get used to taking instructions. Here it comes again. So he's just saying, okay.
He just gave her a moment.
That's right.
Wow.
That's right. And he said, now you need to move. And this time she moved. And if she doesn't change direction and she moved out of his bubble, that's about as ugly as it needs to get. See?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's her famous, I'm not paying attention, move. Okay, and then she's going to come back and she's going to get her attitude going, and he's going to remind her how well that works for her.
I told you Go to the
Yep.
right. Athletic horse.
Yep.
Talking about Martini.
Yeah. I know, babe. You're doing a good job. She's picking up. So he's not a stud. So he's not going to do it like a stud would, but he's going to do it like a confident, assured male alpha, because that's who he is. And he's a great, solid-minded, relaxed. So she needs to be around a horse that just is more responsive to everything, the environment and everything. And when we ride her, we're going to be using him too, because he's just a really good steady Eddie for that. Now watch her. Let's see if she comes. She didn't come back with respect. And you see what he just did?
Yeah.
He tossed his head and said, "Stay right there." And she froze in her tracks. Because she wasn't coming back to him with humbleness.
No, she was like, "Oh, I'm coming in." He's like, "No, you get out there."
Yeah, exactly. So I gotta make sure I can still get both of them here. And that's her typical, "Oh, I just got so upset because I got bossed around." All right, that's humble.
Yeah.
That's a much better way of asking permission to be part of a herd than the way she was doing it before, which, by the way, is why he let her get in a little closer. And then she'll get to a point where he'll say, "Nope, I just think you're close enough," and he's going to go push her around a little bit more. The flick of the tail you just saw was his way of telling her,
Not good enough.
that's right. So her little kick and squeal told him to be a gentleman. Okay. "Hey, baby, you're doing great. Keep it up." And see how she comes in just inches.
Yeah.
Tests, checks, watches his responses, and then says, and he's like, "You're not showing me proper respect." That's what all that tail flashing is. And if she wants to come in without humbleness, he'll move her away again. There you go.
Try to drop her head.
There you go. There you go. Now he wants to see if she'll follow his instructions. Good. She moved off of me when I moved into her space, just because I can.